Hello, this is Victor bringing here a new battle report of Age of Sigmar 2nd edition. This is the third game in the local store little tournament, and this time I'm going to play my Stormcast Eternals, and the same list as before of course, versus the Nighthaunt. Remember, we are playing 1500 points and we are using the battle strategies at the end of the book. My list, just a refreshment in case you have not seen my previous videos. So I'm playing Hammers of Sigmar, and then I have a Lord Celestan on Dvakoth. He is my general. We cannot change the general. Once the general is dead, you are without general. Then I have a Lord Arcanum on Glyph Charger, a Lord Castellan, a Knight Heraldor, 2 units of 5 Liberators, 2 units of 5 Judicators with bows, 1 unit of 5 Retributors with 2 Starsoul Maces, and finally the Everblaze Comet, the endless spell for the Stormcast Eternals. My opponent is playing with Kurdos Valentian, a Guardian of Souls, Spirit of Torment, and Knight of Roads, 12 Glaive Wraith Stalkers, 2 units of 30 Chain Rasp, and 2 units of 5 Head Wraiths. So let's go to the deployment. So the deployment. First we place the objective, and the 3 objectives in my side of the table are 1 behind the building, 1 next to the building, and 1 just at 6 inches of this. So all very centered. In my opponent's side there are 2 objectives in his left deployment zone and 1 objective along on the right. So he's have a lot of close combat, so I decide to deploy 1 unit of Liberators and Judicators just next to the objective, the Lord Arcanum, the Lord Celestan, and the Lord Castellan, all the Lords deployed, keeping the Knight Heraldor in reserve, as well as 1 unit of Judicators, Retributors, and 1 unit of Liberators. Okay, and the idea is to put them, so I will use the units in reserve to block my enemy where is needed. So my opponent deployed almost everything, or everything I have to say, in a big block around his middle objectives. So the Chain Rasp Horde is protecting all the characters. He makes like a bunker for the characters, and then the 2 units of Head Wraith are 1 on each side of his deployment zone. And the Glaive Wraith is also in the middle. So all this big block you see there in the middle are all the Chain Rasp together with the characters, and then the 2 wings of his army are controlled by the X Wraith. So here we see picture from another angle, not too good, just to show that my Lord Celestan is there. The option I have with the Lord Celestan is I will put him the Lantern with the Castellan and try to block the Chain Rasp Horde. They don't have rending, so he, with 2+ rolling ones and with 6 recovering wounds, he can be there for a long time. And here we have the last view before we start with the turn 1. So we go with the turn 1. This was the last battle, and I wasn't taking too many pictures, so let's go. And this is the picture at the end of the both turns. So his first turn was quite straightforward. He just moved with all his Horde and ran just to me, in my direction. But then what I did is, as I was planning, I moved the Lord Castellan to engage the 2 units of Chain Rasp, and then I deployed all the units I have in reserve. I deployed the Retributors, as you can see, in my right wing of the army to engage the units of Head Wraith. So in my hero phase I put the Everblaze Comet just in the middle of his army, dishing a lot of mortal wounds on his army. As well, the Knight Heraldor deployed at his backward, and I used the trumpet on this realm gate that you see here, doing some more mortal wounds. The only thing I forgot is to use the shooting of the Dvakoth. I don't know why, but I always forgot that the Dvakoth can use the breath. So in the combat phase My retributors completely obliterate the head wraith, only leaving or surviving one head wraith of the 5. And he put a lot of attacks on my Lord Celestial, but having 2+ armor save and rolling thanks to the Castellan, instead of receiving wounds, I send wounds to my opponent. So I save all the attacks, and because I have to do some rerolls on top, I did some mortal wounds in the units around me. So he was quite a first successful turn. I think I received some wounds on some of my retributors, not too bad, but there we are engaged in combat against the death, but so far I'm feeling quite comfortable. I also did a lot of mortal wounds on his characters, and some of these characters are only with one wound remaining. Here we see from the other side, I put the other unit of Liberators to protect, because he's doing a flanking movement with the other head race. So I want to protect my Judicators. I just deployed another unit of Liberators next to the first one. And if you can see at the back of the picture, I don't think it's very visible here, but I put the Judicators on his back ward as well, his deployment zone. The reason of that is I have to hold the objective in his deployment zone, the one that was surrounded by his horde before he moved. So I just put the Judicators there. If he wants to go for my Judicators, he has to split the unit, because the unit now is engaged with the Lord Celestial. So this is why I was feeling comfortable to put the Judicators at his back. If the other option he has is to move the characters back, and then he's going to lose punch against my Lord Celestial, the Retributors, and as well the other unit of Liberators that are also engaged in combat, but I decide not to pile in with them and just at this moment keep them out of the combat. And here we see another picture of the end of the turn 1. So I was quite happy how the first turn went. And with that we go to the turn 2. And this is the end of my turn 2. So what I did is I moved the other unit of Liberators that I put next to the Judicators. I moved them to engage the Head of Wraith on my left flank. I keep the other unit of Liberators engaged in combat. And then on the other side, I just started doing, I shoot everything on the characters. I know that I have less accuracy against characters, but I kill 2 of the 4 characters he brings to battle. So I think I killed the Kurdos Valentian, and the ones that are surviving, if I'm not wrong, is the Spirit of Torment and the Knight of Rhodes. So I was quite happy with that. And then we still going. The combat was still there and was still doing some mortal wounds. My Lord Celestial is a little bit more than 5 inches away of the Everblaze comet. Okay, we see pictures. So I think it works very well. I did a wall that is difficult for him to break, and then the Everblaze comet is putting a lot of mortal wounds on him, together with the shield of the Lord Celestial, and also doing some mortal wounds. And on top, the Heraldor did the last mortal wounds he had, blowing again against the runes, against the realm portal I was meaning. So yeah, in the combat, my Liberators have not done too much on the Head of Wraith. They are engaged, but they have done not too much damage. So I think I lost 1 Liberator and they still engaged there, so nothing important to mention here, you see. So the combat was there, I killed 1 Head Wraith and I think he killed 1 Liberator, that's all. And here he's piling against my Lord Celestial. He realized now that attacking my Lord Celestial makes no point. So one unit is more piling on my Lord Celestial and the other unit is piling on the Retributors. And yeah, and you can see my Judicators at the end of the picture now are there. I moved them to be able to take my opponent's objective, or the objective that is on the opponent's side. Now we will have control, because I will have 5 Minotaurs in contact with this objective, and he's having only a couple of Minotaurs, so I have the control of that objective at this moment. in this side, yeah, the Retributors finally eliminate the Hex Wraith, but no, a little bit too far, and yeah, we can have the charge now from there, or not the charge, but the units of one of the units of Chain Rush can start piling on my Retributors. I have to mention that he can work both with his Spirit of Torment, I think it is, the one that have the magical powers. He can wreak both 2d6 plus 3 Chain Rush Horde. So it's quite difficult to eliminate these units because he can wreak both a big amount of these guys. But as you can see, we get stacked in that side of the combat, in this combat here in the middle. So in his turn, I don't think I have pictures, but he just charged with the I think the Knight of Rhodes charged on my Lord Celestan, tried to make some wounds, and my Lord Celestan killed him. He was only one wound remaining, I think. And the Chain Rush started piling in on top of my Retributors. He put a lot of back from, I think, 2d6 plus 3, he put a lot of them back from the death. He attacked my Retributors, and my Retributors started having some important losses as well. The Spirit of Torment decided to charge also on my Retributors. So we go to the turn 3. So in the turn 3, the combat continues there in the middle. Now is my Lord Celestan engaged with the one unit of the Chain Wraith. The blue one is also engaged, still not farther than 3 inches. But my Retributors completely surrounded, and they are going to receive a lot of wounds. And here, yeah, this is at the end of my turn. So my Liberators are really, it's not really going well for my Liberators against the X-Wraith. But normally the Liberators are there just to delay the attack of the Hex Wraith until I can thin down the units in the front. His Glaive Wraith jump against my Judicators. But there they went into range of my characters, and the Lord Arcanum killed a lot of them. The Liberators also did some wounds on them, so only 2 Glaive Wraiths were surviving after the assault. So I was not too much concerned, and I think between the 2 characters, the Lord Castellan and the Lord Arcanum, they can really eliminate these guys. And here the combat continues, and my Retributors are really being damaged, but he cannot do a single wound on my Lord Celestan as I keep putting the lantern on him. And at the end of the turn 3, he managed to kill all my Retributors. Then I use the command point from the hammers of Sigmar, and the unit of 5 Retributors was back from heavens. So I just put them here, prepared to be able to assault again on the turn 4. And I was at the end of his turn, so I will be able to move on assault if it's needed. And there we finalized. So my opponent, when I managed to put the Retributors back, and I was almost at the same strength as at the beginning of the battle, he decided to give up, and we stopped the battle here. So at the end was a battle that was Stormcast 5, Nighthaunt 1. I scored all the objective I had for this battle this time, because I was holding objective in my side and the objective in the opponent's side, the one that where I have my Judicators. So I think it worked very well, blocking this 60 Chain Rush with my Lord Celestan, and then use the Retributors to make some additional wounds. Retributors, I'm not super happy. I think they are good against enemy elite units if they can hit first, but they are not that difficult to kill with the 4+, and they are quite a lot of points. So I have the feeling that I'm not very happy how these Retributors have worked overall this tournament. The Everblaze Comet, I think it's wonderful. It worked even better than what I was expecting. It did a lot of mortal wounds in all the battles. And if you place this on strategic places, especially when the enemy's Castellan is putting all his units together, this is the right spot to put your Everblaze Comet, it will not move, so it will force the enemy or to move away or use one of his spelling turns or casting turns to dispel the Comet. The Liberators do what they have to do, and I think the Lord Castellan, it's great. This ability to boost, to give +1 to the armor save to one of your characters or one of your units, I think is still very strong. Quite happy as well with the Heraldor. Know that they only they changed the rule of the trumpet, so the full terrain have to be within 18 inches, and you only damage enemy units. So the mortal wounds are now only against enemy units, making him the range shorter, but this is why I put him on heaven, so you can put him in range very fast in the first turn, because you use ability in the shooting phase, what is a big difference versus other mortal wounds. And then, yeah, you do some mortal wounds all around. So I can do a lot of mortal wounds with this army. I have to remember that the Vakos have a breath, and I think it worked quite well. On the first battle, as I said, I make a mistake, and I should have used the Lord Celestin to block the skeletons, as I have done here with the Chain Rasp. The Lord Celestin with the Castellan combination is a quite strong one, especially with the shield that you give back some mortal wounds to your enemies. So and that's all. This was quite a straightforward battle. Stormcast Eternals 5, Nighthaunt 1. And yeah, please leave a like if you have liked this video. Leave the comments below. Let me know what do you think about this battle report. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you later. Bye.